The latest on Louis C.K. The movie was officially canceled?
The premiere, last night's premiere of the movie was officially canceled. This is I Love You, Daddy, a movie that he wrote, directed, and stars in. The official premiere in New York was canceled, but the Nathanson household premiere went on as scheduled because guess what movie arrived on my doorstep last night in screener form? I Love You, Daddy. So I got a chance to see it, and I almost guarantee that this movie never sees the light of day.
It's a creeper movie, isn't it?
It is, and it's especially given what we now know in these allegations of what he likes to do in front of women. I mean, there's several scenes in there that are almost directly. That's what happens. One of the character, pretends to pleasure himself in front of a group full of people, and you're watching that. I guess it may have been funny before, but you're watching that now, and you're like, oh, that's gross. That's what Louis C.K. is accused of doing, and he put this in a movie. It's almost like he was asking to get to have this comparison drawn. And he says it several times. I mean, at one point he says the lines, "I'm sorry, women, and I had a real chance and I blew it." It's almost like he's directly talking to the audience.
Wow. Does that have any correlation to these women coming out now? I mean, it sounds, as you said, it was almost the movie was a confession, but did the women know this movie was coming out and the storyline of it all?
People did know that this movie was coming out, but even more importantly, it's not like these allegations are brand new. We've known about them for years. The Gawker wrote about them a while ago. I think back to 2012, there's floating around on the internet. I found out about them about maybe 6 months or so ago, and at the time, people didn't want to talk on the record because that's just the way things were. But
right.
Now in this new Harvey Weinstein age, everybody's coming forward and talking on the record. So for the first time, these allegations are actually getting traction, and so that's why they're hitting the mainstream. But kind of like Weinstein, everybody knew about these allegations against Louis C.K.
All right, so the premiere was canceled. What about the release of the movie? Where does that stand? The company who bought it for $5 million is called The Orchard, and they are in the process of reviewing what they're going to do with it. But like I said, man, there's so much in this movie that, first of all, they'll never be able to promote it. Already the stars of it, Charlie Day and Chloe Grace Moretz, have distanced themselves and said that they're not going to promote it. You can't do a junket or any kind of interview because everybody's going to just ask about the allegations. There would be, if it came out, there would be some curiosity, and I think some people would go see it, but a lot of people on its face would just totally reject it. So I think it's possible that I actually have something very valuable in my hands, which is a copy of this movie that nobody else is going to get. Yeah, but I mean, there's too much morbid curiosity with this. If it's almost a confession type movie, the nuts out there will want to go and see it.
They will, and I mean, this seems like the perfect opportunity for something to just be dropped online, and that's the end of it.
Right.
Because I don't think the Orchard at this point probably has to figure they're going to write off that $5 million.
Yeah.
They're just never going to see that.
Now
back.
we should say Louis C.K., one of the giants in the comedy world, has denied the allegations. Right?
Not necessarily. He didn't. His publicist told the New York Times that he would not be talking about it. He would not address it. And then yesterday said that he would put out a written statement in the next couple of days. So we actually have not heard from him yet when it comes to these allegations.
I thought his response was, "These are rumors. I'm not going to comment on the rumors." I guess it's sort of he didn't deny or anything. He just said they're rumors.
No, he just said we're not going to address that at this time.
Right. Yeah.
No denial. No yes. No anything. Just we're not talking about that.
Yeah. And then Courtney Cox she came out she sort of alleged that she sort of knew about this and stopped working with him on a certain project, right?
Yeah, there was a project where the two of them worked together. You have to remember also, Louis C.K. produces 5 shows that are on FX, from Better Things to Baskets to his own show, and he does a lot of behind the scenes stuff as well, and that's what he's moved more into over the past few years. There was a show with Courtney Cox and David Arquette where some of these allegations were brought to light,
and they said that they didn't want to work with him anymore.
All right, Jason Nathanson. Any other movies coming out this weekend we should pay attention to?
No, Daddy's Home 2. You got Mel Gibson is back for some reason. Everybody's like, okay, we're going to give him another chance. I don't really understand that. And Murder on the Orient Express. Neither one of those is going to make a splash at the box office. Thor 2 is going to repeat.
There
Thor
you go.
3 actually is going to repeat.
Thor 3. Jason Nathanson, ABC News correspondent, entertainment honcho with us every Friday. Jason, have a good week.